Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one for you this morning. XRP has been on the move, and there ain't nothing left to do but roll this beautiful intro and talk about it. Here, let's go.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradley above at the top of the screen and everything that we're talking about here today. Let's go ahead and get into this. And what we're talking about this morning is pretty simple this morning. Before we look at the amazing numbers and the price action of XRP, a couple gets married on the Ethereum blockchain for $587 in transaction fees. That does not a solution make. Yeah, you can tell me what you want this morning, but I can tell you businesses that are already working with the Ethereum blockchain are looking at things like XDC, Cardano, the Ledger, XRP Ledger, and Flare Networks as a solution to get around these fees. That is absolutely cray-cray. Yeah, that is not a solution make right there. Let's take a look at what is a solution make. It's the $1.951 trillion cryptocurrency market cap. And by the way, XRP is at 72 cents, 0.7268 this morning. We're up 19.58 on the 24-hour and 27.64% on the 7-day. Remember, the last couple weeks, we have been focused heavily on the technical analysts in this space, many of them who have been aligned about where this is going. Crypto Wizard, and by the way, they got a paid platform if you want to get into that. Then you got Crypto Toes, Crypto Bull 2020, Dark Defender, and so many others out here that have just been telling us, look, this is happening. And guess what? They were right. So it's very nice to see it work out for them. I tell you, I know that they have a tough game to call, but they also are telling us many other things this morning. We are ranging between 58.64 and 7158 this morning right now. Currently, I think we went as high as 74.75 cents overnight, but this is extremely exciting, and we have more good news. XRP price touched 74 cents from Michael Val 5 links on Monday after digital currency jumped approximately 20% in the last 24 hours. And obviously it has. And just looking at this, I wanted to highlight the cryptocurrency is up more than 200%. 200% since the start of 2021. How about that one? How about that one? With an SEC lawsuit hanging over our head. And this is really nice too, because this comes from Crypto Bull 2020, which was one of the people, the technical analyst out here, that had told us this moment is coming, ladies and gentlemen, and it's here. And guess what? Now they're telling us about the next moment to look out for, which is XRP breaking 80 cents today, and we are heading to 384 next, which was the previous all-time high for XRP. So keep an eye out. If we continue to surge to 80 cent, then you could probably write this down that we'll be headed for 384 and beyond in the next move. So hopefully we do see 80 cent. I hope XRP keeps right on a pumping. All right, now let's look at this right here, because I want to remind everybody why I'm here. I love the pump. I love seeing this happen. And it's not a pump. I think it's actually use case utility sneaking up into the game. What better way to show the SEC and the United States court system that XRP does in fact have use case utility? And why don't we start having some of the people that are not in the United States that are partners of Ripple begin to buy it and then prepare to use it? And I think that's what we're seeing here, because I don't believe for a second that all of what we're seeing in this price action is retail investors. It doesn't mean it can't be, but I just believe that a larger majority of this would probably be at the doorstep of institutional buying, and probably some companies using it around the world and stepping that up to a degree. That would be my guess. But I did want to show this because I think a lot of people that have been in the space remember this. This was a guy who held Bitcoin, and he said he wished he kept his 1,700 Bitcoin at 6 cents instead of selling them at 30 cents, because now they were $8 back in 2011 of May. Wow. And it was either May 2011 or May 2016, one or the other, but I think it was 2011. But nevertheless, whatever year it was, it doesn't matter, because this is what the real deal is that you have to ask yourself in moments like this, do you have a price target that you're going to take 10 or 20%? Do you have a plan? I can tell you that my plan has been pretty open on this channel, and me and Mrs. Backup aren't touching our XRP until we see 4 and 5 digit XRP, because I'm planning on central banks using it and DTCC clearinghouses that settle derivatives to plan on using it. And I'm not planning on using it until they use it, because I'm stacking my pennies next to their dollars. None of this is financial advice. I'm just sharing my approach and my perspective to where we currently are. But that doesn't mean I'm any less excited about seeing XRP move to 70 cents and the idea of hitting 80 cents and then breaking the previous all-time high. But I did want to remind people here that this gentleman, Greg Scone, here has really become like a poster child for make sure you know what you hold. Because at $1,700, my goodness, that is a lot right there. And at $1,700, I don't even know what the math on that is. I'd hate to even try to figure it out. Let's see if I can do it real quick for everybody. So we'll just call it 60,000, even though it's at 58. 1,700 times 50. Well, I'll put 58,000. Let's be fair, right? 58,000. The gentleman, Greg, would have $98.6 million. Well, I can bet you this. I bet going to work this morning's probably pretty tough on the old boy. Let's go easy on him. Looking here, this is Jeremy Allaire. It says, killer experience today. Received P2P, peer-to-peer USDC transaction with Blockfolio using Solana USDC, and then instantly spent the USDC using FTX official Visa card. Instant, basically free, and interoperable. This is how money should be. And then we see Panos here makes a great comment, says, wait until you integrate USDC on the XRP ledger. Good one, Panos. And I think the same thing. And first of all, look at the path that he just showed you, Jeremy Allaire showed you, with transaction with Blockfolio using Solana, USDC, and then instantly spent it from USDC using FTX Visa card. This is the path, and this is how money should be. And I think Panos is right. And you will see USDC integrated with the XRP ledger. And this kind of integration, I believe, sets the tone for potentially that public-private relationship for USDC to potentially be picked up by the Fed. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. But the interoperability is a very, very big thing to end-to-end that customer experience and having Visa in the middle of that chain. Now, this is a great clip here from former Morgan Stanley Caitlin Long, who is also a huge congressperson in Wyoming, and I think she's relinquished her duties there and is back into private sector, but working in the blockchain crypto sector, banking, I think it is now. So listen to this clip here, what she says about how long she's been aware of Ripple and why Ripple had the edge to be able to sit down with someone like a Morgan Stanley. Listen to this.
I've worked with Ripple actually dating back to 2014, so I know them pretty well, or not as much in recent years. But while I was still at Morgan Stanley, actually, we took a pretty deep dive with a corporate client on this very question of how do we actually help the corporate clients save money on their cross-border payments. And Ripple is absolutely trying to solve the problem that a lot of folks are trying to solve and coming at it from many different directions. They were the first enterprise company that I met at Morgan Stanley. And had they come in to talk about Bitcoin, they wouldn't have gotten a meeting. But because they had come in to talk about something non-Bitcoin and applying the non-Bitcoin blockchain to real world problems, they got the meeting and then it took off. So you're right. They absolutely have played an important part of defining the problem and showing that there are alternative solutions.
And I think this is an excellent point to make here from Jamil Kays, who says, do you really think big investors are ignorant of XRP in detail? No, I don't. Jamil, and I think you bring up a great point, and it's one that I talk about here often. They never talk about XRP, but all of a sudden, bright and full of life, Caitlin Long, oh God, yes, yeah, oh my God, I've known about Ripple for years and what they're doing with XRP and this, that, and the other, and if they had said Bitcoin, they never would have got the meeting. You know, but we'll talk about some use case for Bitcoin here in a second. But what is this about? And I want to go back to this video where we saw a congressional hearing, and this was, oh gosh, 2019, and we used it again. I found it in a 2020 video that I did. It was either 2019 or 2020. I can't remember. It all runs together, but I believe this is 2019 when it happened. This is Mr. Ahmed from PayPal in a congressional hearing, and listen to what he says about low value payments.
Comment on that?
I would just note that, for the kind of core banking architecture, I think there would probably be some changes needed in terms of the Federal Reserve System. But for, smaller valuation or smaller amount payments, I think you already are seeing some blockchain-based systems being created that enable the movement of money. So I think there are examples out there. We talk about XRP or others that kind of offer this.
There you have it. So, I mean, this is Mr. Ahmed from PayPal laying it down in a congressional hearing that we could be using XRP for low-value payments. Why low-value payments? Because the liquidity that's available at that time and currently for XRP could service low-value payments without hitting a dry pocket in that liquidity, right? Well, let's build on that, because here's what today's news is from DJ Peter Vass here. Mercury FX as the first companion of South Africa's IFWG. Let's get into this. This looks a lot like the plan is still coming together. And I can remember when so many people accused Miguel Villas of failing. I remember that. You guys remember that? Someone should hold them accountable. Mercury FX as the first companion to the South Africa's IFWG, because Miguel Villas did a great job. South Africa IFWG has chosen Mercury FX for regulatory sandbox. Listen to this. Mercury FX, a Ripple partner, is chosen by the IFWG to test the regulatory treatment of, wait for it, XRP for low cost and fast remittances, just like Mr. Ahmed from PayPal said in a congressional hearing that I just played you. The testing that will be done in terms of South Africa exchange control regulations could possibly take more than 6 months. Among the 52 applications for the regulatory sandbox, only 6 were chosen, among which 5 were blockchain and cryptocurrency related solutions. Mercury FX, a United Kingdom-based e-money firm, long-term partner of the world's one of the major fintech firms, Ripple. The firm uses XRP-based on-demand liquidity payment solutions. This weekend, the Money E firm announced that it had been chosen by South Africa Intergovernment Fintech Work Group as the first companion of its regulatory sandbox. According to Mercury FX, it harnesses the XRP blockchain and or XRP ledger and wants to demonstrate its technology potential. Okay, so one of the other things I did want to point out here, because this is actually a really great article, and it says here, Mercury FX to have piloted the use of its technology in the Mexican and Philippine regions. It is known that the firm's solution, which is aided by Ripple's blockchain, will now enable low-cost cross-border remittances. Moreover, to help Mercury with its objective, Ripple also announced its partner with Valar, a local crypto exchange, and here it says, and I want to read this other part, however, only cryptocurrencies that are being used for affecting low-value cross-border remittances between South Africa and the UK are being tested right now. It says here, 5 blockchain cryptocurrency solutions are accepted. It says last year when the application window for regulatory sandbox was closed, the IFWG received a total of 52 applications. However, only 6 were selected. Among the 6 selected applications, 5 were crypto blockchain-related companies. Among the 5, it is known that the other firms like Mercury FX will also be testing the treatments of XRP. Moreover, a firm, CentB, will be testing the treatment of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, BSV, for such low cross-border remittance issues. However, CentB will be testing the solution between South Africa and Ghana. So I think we know where that's going to go. Bitcoin is not really a solution for payments, right? Because we've talked about that. And in fact, Brad Garlinghouse touched on it and hit quite a nerve with people about the idea that he talked about the 75 gallons of gas and the analogy and the comparison he made there, or 70 gallons of gas emitted, and it looked like somebody was triggered. Apparently, Frank Chaparro here, seriously very curious how many gallons of oil each Bitcoin transaction requires. Do any of you know? What I do know is that, between Frank Chaparro and Anthony Pompliano have been graced with Brad's presence on their show, and both of them seem to really turn around on him after they've had him on the show, which I find interesting. Guess I touched a nerve. My comment was about how many gallons of gas to emit the same amount of CO2 as BTC transactions. Could have been more clear in the clip. First off, I'm definitely not saying ban Bitcoin. I'm saying we collectively can and should understand the POW, proof of work's carbon footprint, which is absolutely right. Then he shows the information for which he cited all the data from, which, validates everything that he said, and basically comes here and says, hey, you know what? We have the tools to make crypto 100% renewable and reach its full potential. Let's focus on the solution to change the opinion of Janet Yellen, Bill Gates, and countless others who have pointed out concerns about energy usage instead of accusing me of FUD. Well said, Brad Garlinghouse. And this is from Donna Meals, who really sends it home, that says, the more sensitive an entity is about your observation, the more you zeroed in on the truth. And that is true. But let me tell you what I do see. Oh, I see a place for Bitcoin, and it's right here in my eyes. Not financial advice, but I can tell you this. This is Kava Labs high yield earnings. Look here, 287 million plus asset value right now. They're paying 55%. You heard that right. Average percentage yield, which is compounded, by the way. And that's how they end up getting so high. Now, I'm telling you, I don't know how, and it's 60+% for XRP right now. And Kava's running 25%. So 67% for the hard token. So I'm going to be learning about this, and I can tell you, but I think I've found a use case for the Bitcoin that I own, at least. Like I said, not financial advice, but that's what I'm looking into, and I'll share it with you once I figure out the details, believe me. All right, so looking here, this is the court case, and we know that we have a hearing coming up tomorrow. But until we get to tomorrow, take a look at today, because John Deaton, boy, when he starts digging up something, you better watch out. He said he obtained all the publicly available information that he could on William Hinman, who was formerly the head of the SEC, and he made $15 million from his firm while he was at the SEC. While Hinman was at the SEC, and after he gave his Bitcoin Ethereum speech, his firm represented Canaan in its IPO. Canaan is the second largest Chinese manufacturer. And it does go on here. It says, does China and or Alipay have any interest related to Ripple or XRP? Asking for a friend. Previously, I tweeted about Clayton and Hinman being on the SEC application for Alibaba's IPO. Let's look into another lawyer who appears on that SEC filing document, which is Lemming Chen. And he goes down here, Lemming Chen, like Hinman, was a partner of Simpson Thacker. Lemming Chen served in the firm's Hong Kong office, focused on SEC registering offers. A client of Simpson Thacker is Neil Shen. Neil Shen is founding manager and partner of Sequoia China. Oh, John has got the deep dive. Neil Shen put forth a Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference the recommendation that Hong Kong creates its own stable coin, which can be used for cross-border payments between China, Japan, and South Korea. By the way, Lemming Chen must have impressed those at Alibaba and in China, because he's no longer at Simpson Thacker. He is now the VP at Alipay. More on Hinman's partners in crime at the SEC, Jay Clayton, later. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Well, let me tell you something. I really do hope that after John Deaton files the motion, because he's been granted the permission to file the motion to intervene in the SEC. And I really do hope that they allow his motion to intervene, because I tell you what, John Deaton is no joke, buddy. And shout out to you, John, and everything that you are doing for everyone out here who is an XRP holder. And that's going to do it for me. One day away. Tomorrow is the hearing, and that's going to be incredible. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. 80 cents coming? I don't know, but I'll be watching it. I can tell you that. All right. Make sure you check out all the links in the description box and the comment section. By the way, crypto tax audit. Taxes are coming due now. You want to make sure you're in the right when you get it done. Crypto tax audit. I can tell you he's got some great products and tools there for you, and they cost a lot less than an audit. I'll catch all of you on the next one.